What up, mixers? Welcome to our 10th episode of FEM EDM, where each week we discuss various topics in the dance community. I'm Michelle Gitkin.
I'm Santina Mirren.
I'm Rebecca Lorenzo.
And I'm Ashley Edie.
And this week we'll be discussing artist comebacks after scandals. So Becky, you want to kick us off?
For a little bit of context, recently, so earlier this month, Datsik DM'd a fan and he kind of teased a little bit that he may have some kind of comeback in some due time. So we wanted to talk about this because it's a really touchy subject. I mean, with the whole R. Kelly thing and the Datsik thing, no one's ever really tried to make a comeback. And a lot of these artists have never apologized. So my question is, how are you going to expect to make a comeback if you've never addressed the victims, B, you've never even acknowledged that you did it, and if you didn't do it, you didn't acknowledge that either, and C, why do you expect people to come to you with open arms if you're not being open and honest with your fans? Not saying that no one can ever have a second chance, but a second chance is a right. It's not a privilege. You have to fight for that.
All of this kind of stuff, like with Santina, like what you were saying with R. Kelly and Datsik, it's kind of this weird thing where people are just now starting to separate the artist from like their artistry. Before, we would say, okay, so maybe R. Kelly is a pedophile, but like he's still ultimately good or whatever because his music is good. I'm not saying that. That's just the general sentiment that was expressed. And the same thing with Datsik, like, okay, he has good music, but he's a freaking
Rapist.
Woman assaulter, rapist, asshole. And I think it's kind of hard for a lot of people to reconcile with that. Like, acknowledging that someone has good music or someone has good artistry or someone is really creative and talented, but they're a shitty person. It's like,
that's completely on the person, because I've never seen a group of people cancel someone so fast.
The people that, when there were articles just recently written about like him maybe coming back and like he's been DMing people like, oh, like I'm working on stuff. Who are those people? Like, are those just his biggest super fans, or like these are the people who had his back the whole time? Like, because they were very far and few between. Like, who are these people?
It's a fan. So he responds to a fan and, oh, we can't even get anymore. It's not even available anymore. But basically, he said that he's waiting for the right time to make a comeback. But my question is, where was the right time to apologize?
People deserve second chances, but for under certain circumstances.
People are still processing this. Like, this was not that long ago. My question is it okay to still, like, for an artist like Datsik, who's talking about making a comeback after he's done all these horrible things, is it okay to still consume his music if, say, he does make a comeback?
R. Kelly, there's people that still consume R. Kelly's music. But R. Kelly, I read the other day, I think he has maybe like he has less money than I have in the bank right now.
Well, hopefully he has less than me, because right now I have negative $17.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, he hasn't hit that level of wookery yet.
Wookery?
But R. Kelly is officially a wook. And we did that. And so I don't think we should sit here and force ourselves not to listen to music that we enjoy unless we're sitting there listening to the music and then going in their DMs and telling them how great they are.
Like, support the music, support the person. Like, I can't even listen to all the music of the artists that are like actually decent human beings. So there's plenty to go around without going back and listening to the sexual assaulter. So yeah, no, it's enough for me, dog.
The one thing that confuses the shit out of me though is Chris Brown. Chris Brown confuses the shit out of me because, okay, so this guy beat up Rihanna. That should have been step one, but I mean, nobody was thinking about that at the time.
And threatened to kill her.
Oh yeah, and he threw Karrueche Tran down the stairs, and she got a restraining order. And all right, I wrote a whole article on this, and somebody called me a racist because of it. But he's still making so much money, and he's been doing this for years. He even went on public TV and apologized about the whole Rihanna thing and explained it in detail, and then just kept doing it.
I won't support them as far as a stream, a purchase, of this, of that, a name. Even like saying their names is like making me hot in a bad way.
I'm gonna have to say pass on that one too. For me, I can't really separate like the person's music from like their personal endeavors. So it's like, to me, like, if you're a rapist, I don't care that you make good music. You are a rapist. And the fact that you literally assaulted someone's personal space and sanctity shows that, like, whatever music you put out, it doesn't matter because you don't have that basic level of human decency.
I wasn't personally affected by any of the above artists that we're speaking of. I'll forgive them when the last victim forgives them.
My question was, if one of these above artists is like your favorite artist, like you have never, like Santina, if this was Millennium, what would happen?
Done. Goodbye. Next. Done.
Thank you, next.
Thank you, next, baby.
Do you think that a lot of other people would have a hard time with that, though?
Everyone would say that the girls were lying.
Mm.
Or men.
You guys ever think that the women are ever lying?
No. I mean, I personally don't. I mean, it's just like with the justice system, innocent until proven guilty. If a woman tells the world that she was assaulted by an individual, I'm going to believe her, because why would she have a reason to lie? People, like, a lot of people like to throw out, like, oh, false rape charges, like, oh, you're just doing this for attention. Like, I feel like people don't really do that. If someone comes out and has the courage to say, hey, this person assaulted me, especially if it's somebody of note, like Datsyuk or R. Kelly or Harvey Weinstein or whoever, like, that takes a lot of courage.
I totally believe that there are people who, men and women, who lie about certain things, yes. But
yeah, I do too. I just think it's not as common as some people claim it is.
It only takes one. It literally only takes one, and then it's a floodgate of people feeling confident in being able to share their story because they don't feel alone. That's like the biggest thing, is that people feel isolated and they feel alone. And then when one person has the courage to do it, then all of a sudden they're allowed to do it too.
In terms of playing devil's advocate, because of the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing going on right now, where, you know, apparently, you know, she accused him of beating her up, and apparently they actually were able to prove that she was lying, which is something that is like, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but, you know, that is a situation. Space Jesus and Bass Nectar situation. They were accused too. Everybody forgot about that. Everybody forgot about that. Like, and Bass Nectar is ruling the scene. This is literally just saying that we need to make sure that everybody understands the repercussions of everything. Everyone understands the repercussion of being a rapist. Everyone understands the repercussion of coming out, so that as a victim, you can prepare yourself. Or if you're lying, you can understand that you're not going to get famous from it. And I think that's just, everyone needs to fully understand sexual assault and from every angle.
And when you lie about it, you also make it harder for other people to come out who actually do experience it. Jussie Smollett from Empire, the one who faked a hate crime or whatever. Now it's like, anytime any person of color comes out and says, hey, I was a victim of a hate crime, people are going to be like, oh, well, you know, that guy from Empire, he lied, so you could be lying too. Basically, just don't lie about shit, because don't just think about yourself, think about other people. Like, you're thinking about lying that someone did something to you. Okay, well, the person down the street, that may have actually happened to them, and now they can't come out and say something because your ass is lying, and people aren't going to believe them because of you.
If it's a child and you tell them you don't believe them, please die. Like the Michael Jackson thing with those kids, and they were 12 years old. I don't know if anyone saw the documentary, but back in the 90s, people literally told these 12-year-old boys that they were lying. And the dad of the kid was so like embarrassed and upset that that happened to his kid and he couldn't protect him, that he literally got like a bunch of plastic surgery so he didn't look like himself, so people wouldn't recognize him in public.
As Women Empowered in Music, we like to highlight amazing female businesses, companies, and communities across the globe. This week, we would like to shine a light on the community of women called She Said So. She Said So is a global network of women in the music industry supporting each other in their careers. Together, they create an environment that supports collaboration, creativity, and positive value. Check out their website, at shesaid.so to learn more. Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to tune into next week's episode where we'll be talking about mental health in the EDM community.